Hi guys, welcome back. We are doing another pregnancy and postpartum friendly workout today. This is going to be a bar workout and it's really going to target the glutes. Of course, you can absolutely do this as well if you are not pregnant. It is still quite a challenging workout, and all you will need for this workout is a chair for a little bit of balance as well as your mat. If you've got those, let's go. Hi guys, welcome back, or if you are new around here, welcome for the first time. My name is Sarah and I film mostly bar and Pilates style workouts, and right now for the next few months or so, all of these workouts are going to be pregnancy safe as well as probably postpartum safe. It'll be in the title or somewhere down below. Most of the time though, they will also be postpartum safe. Saying that, this is still going to be a challenging bar workout, so could be challenging if you are new to bar, if you are old to bar. I will give a variety of options for some of the exercises, so modifications and progressions depending on the level that you are at. I'll also have linked down below a playlist with some more prenatal friendly workouts for you to do. But before we get cracking along here, two little pieces of business. If you would like to see more content from me, including lots of content related to women's hormone health and conception, you can follow me over on Instagram at F2D And also I will have linked down below, it's also linked from my Instagram, the shop where you can purchase my 28-day workout program, the Hustle and Flow Guide. That is a cycle syncing workout program, so designed to help balance women's hormones. And it is largely what I use, not at the moment, but pre-conception, it is the only thing I used, and I've used it on and off for a long time. So that's it. We're gonna get cracking into this workout. No equipment, so it seems deceivingly simple. It's not. Starting off with a warm-up here, we're just gonna take the feet nice and wide. Toes can be either pointing forward or you can angle them out just a little bit. And we're just gonna take a little lunge side to side in 3, 2, 1. So just bending into one knee, sit back into it, press up. So there are a couple errors I see people make in these side lunges, which let's just nip it in the bud right now. First of all, people will sit too far forward, right? And if I'm sitting too far forward there, my heel starts to lift. It puts a lot of pressure in the front of the ankle and it really limits the range of motion. So really push the butt back, weight is in the heel. Imagine you're sitting in a chair. It's basically like a squat, but on one leg at a time. The other issue I see here is that the hips will slant sometimes. So think about keeping the hips just level here. Whatever side you're bending, you're keeping that hip right underneath you, squeezing, engaging that glute to press back up through center. So it is an active kind of strength-based stretch, right? Last one here, and then from there, go ahead, turn one foot forward, other out to the side. You're going to come down to a warrior two. From that warrior two, elbow to the top of the leg, side angle. Long extension there through the side body. Back to that warrior two, navel to spine. Really pressing that front knee wide. That knee that's bent. Keeping a bend in it. Feels really good, stretching out side body. Last one on this side. And then we're just going to switch the feet around. Warrior two, side angle. I probably should not have set this chair so close for this one, but oh well. That's where we are. And you guys might be able to see Layla in this one. She's just right here. She's just right here for moral support. Last one here. Bring it up. And then go ahead, step the feet a little bit closer together, toes pointing forward, hands on the hips. You're gonna create a nice long line here, tailbone through the crown head. We're gonna draw a circle with the torso in one direction, and then reverse. So keeping core engaged here, you can soften the knees a little bit, let the hips just shift back slightly. and pulling navel in. What we don't want to do here is round the lower back, because then that's going to put a lot of burden in the lower back, which is not where we want it. So keeping shoulders rolled back, neck long. Like I say, just thinking nice long line there. Tailbone through the crown of the head. Just warming up backs of the legs. Actually whole back body, in fact. Hips a little bit as well. Layla looks like she's just gonna sleep through this one, if that's all right with everybody. That's all right. Last one here. And then bring feet even a tiny bit narrower still, and we're just gonna do regular old squat, tucking butt under. Sit the butt back, tuck butt under. So weight in the heels here. I personally do like to lift the toes a little bit. Just as a note to self, that weight is not in the toes, it's in the heels. So similar kind of error I see people make with these as with the side lunges, where they'll really try to like sit forward like this. That's about as low as I can go, because it's putting pressure, like I say, in the fronts of the ankles and really limiting that range of motion. Versus if I just take a nice deep bend at the hips, imagine I'm sitting back on like a low chair or something, I can sit nice and low. And knees, of course, are tracking over toes. Let's squeeze out one more here. There we go. Okay, that's our warm up. So give the legs a little bit of a shake out. Now is where it's going to get pretty serious, I think. It's gonna be a very glutey one. This is, I think, these kinds of bar glute series are always kind of among the most challenging, but we're gonna get through it. So intervals I'm going to be doing here are gonna be 50 seconds on, 10 seconds of rest. You don't have to do those intervals. So first modification I'm gonna offer you, you could do 45-15, 40-20. Just keep it consistent. You'll have the little time clock down here in the corner, so just keep it consistent. Watch that time clock, choose your own interval. First exercise here though, I want you to start by stepping back a little bit here. Here's another modification you can take. The farther you step back, the more flat you fold here, the harder it's gonna be. You can also stay in a little bit closer to your chair and a little bit more upright. Weight is gonna be in the left leg. Right leg is extending long. You're gonna tuck knee in, so little curl, thinking of tucking tailbone under, and then straight lift here. Hips stay square to the floor. Pick your angle, whatever it is. You're gonna keep it consistent for the second side. We start in 3, 2, 1. All right, these start off not, too bad, but I do find that they really escalate. And thinking of really keeping tailbone tucked here. That goes for everybody, but especially if you are pregnant, because we don't want to flare the rib cage. We don't want to be hanging out with the lower abs, because we don't want to be encouraging an ab split. Chances are abs are probably going to split anyway, but we don't want to encourage it. And if they do split, we want to make it the fastest possible route to recovery. So we're gonna keep that nice and strong. Like I say, hips are just pointing forward. Keep weight really over that left leg, chest open. One more here. Wow, I actually feel like that 50 seconds went by pretty fast. Next thing, it's all gonna be on the same leg for now. Straight leg, go ahead, extend, lift. We're pulsing it here. So just little tiny pulses. Again, thinking of tucking tailbone under, navel into spine, open through the chest, nice flat back. Don't look back under either, because that is gonna be really heavy for the neck. This right leg is extended nice and straight. Left knee, however, you'll notice can have a little bit of a bend in it. Keep thinking of just pulling that left glute and hip into center. Don't let it divert off to the side. We're not collapsing into the hips here. So keeping hips nice and level, pull left hip back and under, and then really see if you can locate that right glute and give it a good squeeze each time. And release. All right, not so bad so far. Still on that same side, we're gonna do a diagonal lift. So you're gonna be crossing right leg a little bit behind you, lift on a diagonal, cross. We're on here, so exhale, lift, inhale, cross. Torso is not moving with it. So this is where that core control comes in. This is the one, I think this is where my standing glute really starts to just feel it. It's these diagonal ones. Because you really have to stay supported to not collapse the hips in that diagonal. And you'll notice, so you're going to have more body awareness than anybody. And we want to cultivate that. So feel, are your hips staying supported as you cross the leg behind and down? Hopefully they are. If not, squeeze left glute tighter. Last one here. Okay, it's getting a little more serious. Next thing, we're gonna lift that right leg straight behind and draw a little tiny circle. So lift it up, little circles going in one direction. Doesn't matter which direction you're going in right now, because we are going to switch at that halfway point. And I'm not moving my whole torso here. Again, if you're feeling lower back a lot, just lift a little higher, leg will drop lower. The important thing here is that leg should always be in line with the torso. So if you've got torso all the way down here and leg is here, no. No, that is certainly not it. Go ahead, reverse direction of that circle. So don't lie to yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Keep the leg in line with the torso. Left glute is just about done, but it's got a little bit more to do. And release. All right, this is the real kicker in all of this. We're gonna do a single leg squat there. So you're gonna come back into that same position, leg is lifted in line with torso. Standing leg, we just bend, push through the heel, extend. And you're gonna go at my pace here. So keep these nice and slow, really connect, pushing through the heel. Again, squeezing the left glute directly underneath you, tucking tailbone under, navel to spine. I know it's a lot of stuff, but I give you these reminders. So even if you're getting, let's say 60% of those things, it's a lot to focus on. Next time you do it, maybe you're raising that to 70%. And then suddenly it all just kind of becomes second nature. You don't have to think about it too much. And the form is just locked. Last one here. Oh, go ahead, release. We're gonna change position here. Left leg is still gonna be in front. You're gonna come into a really kind of mini lunge position here. So I'm not stepping back much. Pop up both the heels, sink down a little, and we're going to push tailbone back, tuck it under, pop it back, tuck it under. So my whole torso is not moving around here. Shoulders are staying stacked the whole time. I'm not bending and extending knees in any weird way. They're just staying bent. I'm just isolating tailbone, tucking under. Good exercise for lots of people. So good one for supporting those deep core muscles. Good one for if you have lower back pain. And really good one in pregnancy. Good one for pelvic floor as well. Oh my God. Okay. We're just covering all of the bases here. One more. Good. Release the heels down for a second. We're going to come back to that same position again. And this time we're just going to pulse it. So lift heels, sink down, little tiny controlled pulses here. We're not going fast. Again, I'm thinking about keeping that left glute tucked underneath, keeping it engaged. If you had a mirror in front of you, hips should be level. I don't know if you do. Otherwise, even better if you can just feel into it. Maybe you can look down and see it. I can't see too much right now beyond the bump, but hopefully you can also just feel into it. Shoulders are back and down. I'm thinking of drawing my navel in and up, so staying engaged. Taking nice deep breaths here. We're just about done on this side. Can you believe it? And go ahead, release. All right, before we hit that other side here, we're gonna do a couple of bilateral things as a bit of a reset. So feet are just gonna come hip distance apart. Lift up the heels, sink down about halfway. We're gonna tuck here. So again, tailbone goes back, tailbone tucks under. Not moving the whole back. I'm not rounded here in the upper back. My knees are directed straight forward, keeping heels nice and high. Whew. And just tucking under. And if you guys are pregnant or postpartum, I do also do personal training. I've specialized actually in pre and postnatal for quite a while. It is sort of my favorite group to work with. Last one here, release. Oh, nope, we're still here in this break. Sorry, step it back here. I was thinking that was the last thing before you get a little break. It's not. You're gonna sit back, heels down, bending both knees, little tilt forward so we're support on chair and we're just pulsing it out here. Again, navel to spine, squeeze the butt tight like you're holding a winning lottery ticket in there. It's very Spain specific because it's time for the Christmas lottery. Everybody's getting their Christmas lottery ticket. Guess how much money I've won over the years in Christmas lottery? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I think, oh God, I don't even know. See, I stopped buying the tickets, but my husband will still get a Christmas lottery ticket or two every year. I think the tickets are something like 20 euro each. They're steep. They're pretty steep. It's not like just getting a $1 or $2 scratch off. Here's our break. It's not like getting a $1 or $2 scratch off. You're investing to try to win something. And I would say the vast majority of the time you win absolutely nothing. I'd even be happy winning like 10 euro back. No, doesn't happen. All right, we've got side two now. So, setting up, hopefully you remember how far you set up from your chair, what your angle was before, because like I say, we do want to maintain that same angle. Now reminder, start of all of this was a knee tuck and lift. So that is where we're starting off again in 3, 2, 1. All right, all the way back to the start. We've got a relatively fresh leg. But yeah, what I was saying is I do offer pre and postnatal personal training, and I do that virtually as well. So as long as you have a good space to set up in, good lighting, you can do that from anywhere. Do you know what? I actually feel like these 50-second intervals have not been too bad. I'm not mad at it. Usually, I find these like glute lift series kind of torturous, but now I'm almost thinking it's the pliés in bar that are the real doozy. Last one here, release. Next one is just going to be a straight pulse. Yeah, I think it's the pliés that are maybe worse. I don't know. Lift, here we go, little tiny squeezes. So again, setting up, so I'm pulling in the navel. I've got a soft bend in the right knee. Left leg is extended really, really straight, so we can find that line all the way from the top, really focus in on the glutes, and we want to activate that active side. It makes sense, right? So the stronger the support is, the more we can also activate the active side. So really focus on squeezing that left glute, keeping a nice long line there. That line follows through the crown of the head, through the tops of the shoulders. And don't go too fast with these. With pulses, sometimes I see people really, really going fast. You're not going to be actually feeling that squeeze if you're just throwing the leg around. That's all just going to be momentum. And go ahead, release. Do that 10 seconds. I don't know, I do feel like I freshen up. Diagonal lifts here we go. So lifting up to the left, cross behind, keeping that right hip glute tucked underneath. Still straight leg here on the left. I like this one because it starts to work into outer thighs, glutes, and a bit of the obliques because I'm not swinging my torso around side to side, which means it gets to help stabilize. That's fun. And you can always do either hands or elbows on the chair. I kind of moved down to the elbows, but I'm not putting a ton of weight into the chair. Your chair should not be falling over. The weight is in your legs. Chair is not here to do a bar workout. Glutes are. So they've got to show up. Last one here, and release. All right, we've got those circles. So again, it doesn't matter which direction you start circling, because we'll change it halfway through. Here we go. Lift up, little tiny circle. I do feel like typically it's more common to circle outward first. Let me know. Might not be the same on both legs. Maybe you didn't notice on the first, but typically it is more common to circle outward first. I think generally for most people, it's a little bit easier to circle outward. The inward circles can be a bit harder. Reverse. And then we've got Layla here, who does really beautiful leg circles. She's not demonstrating right now, but she can do some really beautiful leg circles. She's got beautiful long legs because she's a Maine Coon. So she's a very tall, beautiful girl. Last one here, release. Oh, here it comes again. It's that single leg squat. Okay, we've got this one. Back leg lifted in line with torso. We bend, exhale, push through the heel. And again, not putting a ton of weight into your chair here. Weight is in that standing leg. Really focus on engaging that glute. And if you're feeling a lot of lower back, again, you can come up a bit higher here. And of course, if you're like heavily pregnant here and you're doing this, you're gonna wanna be at a higher angle. I'm pushing myself for as long as I can at these angles, because this still feels okay for me. It still feels supported. But I'm sure there will come a day when I'm gonna be doing all of the modifications in these videos. I don't know, let's see. Last one here. Oh, I'm happy to come out of that position. Actually, the second side felt a little harder, which is weird because that was my dominant side. Setting up in that little mini lunge, pop up both heels, sink down, or pushing tailbone back, tucking under, pulling navel into spine. Again, shoulders are back, so don't do a tilt forward here. No sad tilts. Just beautiful tucks, beautiful posture. So if somebody were to just see you here from the waist up, it should look like you're doing absolutely nothing. You're just standing here, just chilling, having a great time. Business on the top, party on the bottom. That's what we're going with for this one. Whew. We still got some challenging stuff coming up, I'm not gonna lie. Very, very glutey one today. Last one there, release. Then we're gonna stay in this narrow lunge position and pulse it out. So just nice, slow, controlled pulse, engaging right glute. Here we go. Nice stack. So we're keeping that tuck now. We don't want tailbone going back again, especially if you're pregnant, because then the abs are just on vacation, pelvic floor is on vacation, and this is where we start to see more issues with lower back pain, and some pelvic floor weakness. So we want to maintain that nice, beautiful stack here. Whew, legs are feeling it. Legs are feeling it. Wait until what they feel next though. Just wait. Oh my God, okay. We've got 2 more exercises after this in this series. Go ahead, release. We're gonna come into a first position here. So heels together, toes turned out. We're gonna sit down into a plie, and we're gonna be tucking in this first position. So heels up, knees pressed wide, tailbone back, tuck under. Don't let the knees go in and out here. Don't even let the knees come together. They're staying pressed back super, super wide. So you're not gonna be down very low here. It's gonna be maybe like halfway at most, because we really want to be able to perform that full tuck. And unless you have a beautiful, perfect 180-degree turnout, if you're one of the very, very few people in the world, you're probably not going to be very low in this because it would be real hard to maintain that down low. And this is where I'm starting to get a bit shaky, but it feels good. My legs always just get shaky on these ones. Oh my. Last one here. All right, final exercise in this series. We're just gonna pulse out that first position plie. Oh God. All right, knees turned out, sit down into it, squeeze the butt, maintaining that tuck. So again, we've got a stack here, pelvic floor is at the bottom, and we're just stacked all the way up. So really supporting lower back. Oh, inner thighs, what did we do to deserve this? Yeah, I'm gonna say, at least at this moment in my life, I don't know if I've always felt this way, but at least at this moment in my life, the plies are the harder part of bar workouts. It's not the lifts, it's the plies. You can let me know if you guys have done a lot of bar. Let me know down below in the comments. Is it the plies? Is it the lifts? I guess the plies. It's just the weight. It's just the weight in those plies. Last few seconds here. Huzzah. Okay. We're done with those. Give the legs a lovely little shake out here. Oh my God. All right. All right. So we're not done here. We're not done with our bar series. We're going to, well, I'm going to switch this over to the other side because we're going to be doing some side lift, and we want left leg supporting first. So you might not have to move anything there. I do, so that you're not looking at my backside. Standing leg is going to be angled in toward that chair to some degree. I say to some degree because it really is going to be dependent on your level of turnout. You could have that foot fully into the bar, lifting like so, as long as this hip is stacked and not turned down toward the floor, okay? So you could be there. It could be a little bit more forward. It's not gonna be all the way here though. It's not in parallel, right? So it's some degree of turned out, and it's gonna be matched with this leg, right? So this leg is gonna be fully turned out. We're gonna be doing a straight leg lift there. Most of the weight in the standing leg, chair is there for balance, but in theory, hey, if you really wanted to progress this, you could do the whole thing hands-free, okay? So you have options. All right, is there anything else I need to address here? I don't think so. We're not here too terribly long. It might feel long though, I'm not gonna lie. Same intervals here, whatever you were doing before, or if you wanna switch it up, you can switch it up, but keep it consistent side to side. Straight leg lift in 3, 2, 1. Yes, one other thing here. So again, you have a lot of control here with the angle. I'm going pretty fully over, lifting this leg nice and high, but if that's uncomfortable, you can stay up a little higher, and this leg lift's just gonna be a little bit lower. That's fine too. But when you're picking that angle, same as before, you've gotta bring it in line with the torso. So again, I'm not gonna have torso over the chair here and then just be lifting little tiny lifts, okay? So squeezing outer thigh and glute, really squeezing that supporting side as well. And I'm set up a little bit too close to the chair. Back myself up, there we go. Standing leg, again, can have a little bit of a bend in the knee, but this lifting leg is super, super, super straight. One more here. You could probably guess what's coming next. It's pulse. Surprise! We're gonna be pulsing it in 3, 2, 1. We lift, little tiny squeezes. And again, I'm not throwing this around here. Thinking about tucking tailbone under, wrapping in. So I'm supporting the abs. So again, especially for you pregnant ladies, wrap in, support baby there. And if it's uncomfortable at that angle, if you're, getting on to the end here, come up a little higher so it's just a little bit less weight and pressure on it. I feel like the end comes up fast. I don't know. I don't know. You can let me know if you're pregnant down below or if you've been pregnant. The first trimester dragged. Oh my God. so slow, not a bang up time, didn't enjoy it, go ahead and release. Basically, just got through it. And then second trimester has actually gone by pretty fast. All right, leg is lifted here, flex the foot. We're gonna inhale, curl, squeeze heel to butt, exhale, extend. I'm keeping that leg level the entire time. Take a look at your foot here in that flexed position. You don't wanna be angled down toward the floor, right? So if toes are angled down, that bottom glute is not fully tucked under. We're not fully finding that turnout. Find that turnout, open it up, keep the leg high as we push long through the heel in these extensions. And resisting it. So you kind of slow it as the knee goes straighter. But yeah, I feel like once you get to the third trimester, it's probably just like, it's not near, it's here. I'm close, I'm almost there. Last one here, which feels kind of crazy. All right, final thing on this side. We're gonna keep this leg bent and we're gonna be doing a bent pulse, so more of an attitude pulse. Lift it up, little tiny pulses. Knee is gonna be in line with the hip, in line with the torso here. I'm pushing back as much as I can. I do have the wall here. But that is gonna be in line. It's not gonna be forward like this. Sometimes I see people do that, but we want a nice straight line here. Cross the front of the hip. Again, I'm pulling navel to spine, thinking of actively wrapping my abs in to support. And knee and ankle are on the same level, so I'm not tilted like that, okay? We're doing outside corners of the glutes now. We did the backs of the glutes. They're done. How much more can we ask of them? I mean, they're still gonna be participating a little bit in this. Last few seconds here, and release. Okay. I'm gonna pause the clock here because we are gonna switch to the other side. Oh boy, that is feeling real juicy through that corner. If you need to, just give it a little bit of a shake out. Whew. Move through the hips. Yes, okay. All right, side two. So whatever angle here you took with your standing leg and with the torso on that first side, maintain it. Whatever intervals you did on the first side, maintain those intervals. All right, we're starting straight lift in 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. And notice I'm not just letting the leg go when I release it. I'm actively pushing it back down, keeping this hip high, engaging the abs. So it's an active press down. And I am trying to do lots and lots of glute workouts because one kind of common thing that can occur in pregnancy is losing glute strength, because as you have more weight in front, it does pull the pelvis forward, which means glutes just relax and release, and suddenly they're on holiday all the time and then they're gone. Last one here. So I'm doing lots and lots of glute workouts to keep that strong, and that's another thing that will help support lower back and help prevent some back pain. All right, pulses here, lift it up, nice and controlled. So I'm not moving my torso, not moving my whole body here. It's just that single leg that's moving. Control that. Ooh, I'm getting that top oblique as well. Hello. All right, we're nearly to the end of this standing portion, but you guys know what you signed on for. You clicked on a bar workout. You got a bar workout. So yeah, that's what we're going for. So check angle here. Make sure, again, you're not turned down. Kneecap should not be down to the floor. Imagine you have just a little laser beam coming out of your kneecap. It should be pointing straight out in front of you. So my laser beam is pointed at the camera right now, right? Pointed at you guys. And go ahead, release. We're doing that flexed curl, and then we've just got that bent pulse, and then a couple little surprise things here at the end. What do you know? All right, flex the foot here. Inhale, curl. Exhale, extend. Inhale, curl. Exhale, extend. I'm also thinking about keeping chest and shoulders open. Often what the chest and shoulders are doing will kind of give an indication of what the hips are doing. So if I'm suddenly here, right, with my shoulders and chest turned in toward the chair, probably my hip is gonna follow that to some extent. So let's not do that. Check the line of the foot as it's flexed. Again, we don't want toes to be angled down toward the floor because then we know we're losing that turnout. Every exhale, I'm really, really pulling in. Whew, okay. Last one there, good. And then it's just gonna be that bent pulse. I'm in fact gonna move myself a little bit farther out from the wall so I have enough space for this. All right, lift it up, bend the knee, little pulses here. So again, knee and ankle are on the same level here. I'm not turning knee down toward the floor. So still that laser beam coming out of the kneecap. I'm only moving the leg, so isolating there, really engaging, squeezing this bottom glute tight, nice and supported. Keeping everything open, keeping it controlled. Final little push here. Layla's still just sleeping here, off to the side. Not bothered by any of this. Oh, she's just the sweetest. It's so funny because you guys who have maybe been around for a while, you might know that Leo, her older brother, used to be in all of the videos all the time. You couldn't keep him away. Go ahead, release here. All right, you're gonna step the feet nice and wide here, toes turned out. And we're just gonna do nice, simple second position plie. Here we go. So tailbone straight down, wide turn out, squeezing the glutes to come up. Glutes and inner thighs, knees tracking over toes. Imagine you're sliding down a wall and back, so I'm not tilted forward at all. My tailbone is fully tucked under. So again, we're keeping that stack. But yeah, her older brother used to appear all the time. And then now, I mean, he's kind of in his like winter hibernation mode where he just wants to be in the wardrobe, like curled up in a pile of clothes all the time. So that's where he is right now, just off screen. And now Layla's kind of stepped in. Luna's always been a little hit or miss. Sometimes she'll appear, most of the time she just does not care. Last one here, which is very just like Luna's personality. Luna is just part of the Luna show. All right, sink down here. Final thing, we're gonna pulse, alternating heel lift as you pulse. So you're doing that, just switch and switch. Keeping centered with the hips, so I'm not going side to side with the heel that's lifting. Tailbone is still tucking under, so now if we think of laser beam coming out of the tailbone, that is pointing down, one tiny little perfect dot straight down on the floor. Nice deep breaths here. This is our final standing exercise, and then we get to take it down to the mat, sort of, maybe. Very cryptic. Very cryptic. What's gonna happen with their final burnout here? It could be a little bit of a doozy at this stage, I'm not gonna lie. We'll find out. All right, last 2, 1, whew. Release. Give the legs a little shake out, hips a little shake out. Take a little breather here. I mean, you guys know the benefit of doing this at home on a video is that you can pause the video anytime that you need to, okay? All right, final little burnout phase here. It's just going to be very short series, 3 minutes. We're gonna go for a full minute though of each exercise. 2 options. Option number 1, gonna get a little crazy. If you're using a chair and it's a nice sturdy chair, you can just flip that bad boy around. We're gonna come down to the mat. Bring my timer with me. Come down to the mat. You got an option here. We're gonna be doing a bridge lift. You've got options. So if you're pregnant, coming down onto your side, then rolling onto your back. Like I said, you're gonna wanna modify probably if you are more pregnant. So if this is uncomfortable, you're gonna be doing a normal bridge lift. I'll show you those as well. Otherwise, we're gonna be doing bridge lift on the chair. It also helps, I've got a pretty heavy chair here.
which helps support it. And if it does slide, guess what? It's just gonna go into that table. So it doesn't really have too far it can go, so I'm pretty supported here. I recommend just bringing heels on top so you're pushing straight down on it. That's gonna be the most stable. But if you don't have a stable chair, or if you don't wanna do that version of bridge lifts, you're just gonna bring feet down to the floor and you'll do same exact series as a normal bridge lift, right? All right, we've got it. Alternatively, if you are farther along in your third trimester, you could do these with back up on a big yoga ball. So we got options here. All right, we're going for 1 minute, starting with just a normal bridge lift here in 3, 2, 1. I can tell this is gonna be a really annoying one for watching the timer, but oh well. Okay, so that is a big angle, quite a bit bigger angle if you haven't done these ones before. Do you know what else works well for these? Sofa, because the sofa is definitely not going to move. But it depends. If your cushions are really, really squishy on it, I feel like that's not ideal. Our sofa is a little bit firmer, but obviously it's not here. Probably would I do these on the sofa? Maybe, I don't know. Probably do them on this chair. This is my chair of choice. Oh my God, this angle's killing me. Wow, okay. But I committed to it. Scooping tailbone under. All right, we've got, I think, one more here. Yeah. Stay up at the top, and we're gonna march it. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to take my feet to the edge of the chair. Oh, that feels so much better. Okay, yeah, if you've got a really supportive chair, you can take feet to the edge of it. Makes it a little bit easier for the hamstrings because they don't have to do quite as much work stabilizing, but wouldn't recommend it if that chair is gonna slide away from you. Keep hips nice and high here. Getting a bit of transverse abdominis here as well. Do you know what? These aren't too bad now. Now that I've moved my feet to the edge of the chair. So you can play with that. I'm not gonna lie, another fun way to do these, but I feel like it is a little bit niche, is if you have a Bosu ball, which, that's why I say it's niche. I don't even own a Bosu ball, but I do love a Bosu ball, I can't lie. I do love it. I work with a couple of people, personal training, who do own Bosu balls, and yeah, we use them. All right, go ahead, stay lifted here. Final thing, you're just going to do a little pulse. Think of that as more of a tuck as well. So how we did those tucks standing at the bar, very similar. I want you to see if you can isolate the tailbone, release, tuck under. But yeah, for you guys who are not familiar with Bosu balls, it basically just looks like a half ball. So it's flat on one side, domed on the other. And what you would do for these is the domed side down, so it's a little bit wobbly, and feet would be on that flat side, and then it's a little extra core stability workout. What fun? What could be more fun than that? So yeah, if you're like one of the 0.5%, no, I mean, it would be less than that. Like if you are one of the very, very few people who perhaps owns a Bosu ball, you could play with it here. One more here. Go ahead, slowly release, roll down. If you're up on the chair, just bring feet to the floor. If you're pregnant, roll over onto one side and slowly press up to seated. Oh my goodness. We did it. We did it. It's stretch o'clock. I'm excited for this. Okay, you can get rid of that chair. I can't really get rid of it. It's gonna be there, but that's okay. Come onto hands and knees here. Walk the knees back a little bit, and you're gonna step 1 foot wide of the hands here, so just to the edge of the mat. So you're in a lunge. You don't have to come down low there. You could be supported here. Thinking of tucking tailbone under. Whew. Feel that. But if it feels okay, you can also drop the hands. You could even drop to the elbows here. I like to also start to open up a little bit to the side. So I'm just rocking onto the outer edge of my foot, opening up the knee, just taking hips gently side to side. Okay. From there, I'm gonna roll hips back here, heel down, toes up,
hamstrings. Hello. Reaching long through the chest here. You can reach cross body, grab the toes and pull back. Little tip with these, if you are really, really tight in the hamstrings and you're just like rounding your back over like this, you're actually not going to get that much of a stretch. So what I would advise is actually putting a little bit of bend in the knee, still flattening and folding from the hips. That is going to be a better stretch than if you're, boom, straightening the leg, but then rounding over it. It's also friendlier for the joints. All right, go ahead, release, step that foot back. We'll switch sides. So again, just stepping wide here. What is on my sock? Some sort of strange bit of string. Who knows? Who knows? It's Christmas time, so there's just like weird wrappings and trappings and packaging everywhere right now. Who knows? We also have an obscene number of advent calendars. I don't want to talk about it. It's pretty bad. We've got advent calendars for the cats. We've got advent calendars for us, the humans. Go ahead, roll back here. To be fair, we're not really like consuming that much from the advent calendars. We just kind of open them, see what it is, and like then throw the like chocolates in a tin so that we can like offer it to other people or have like the odd one here and there. So I'm not just wildly eating chocolates right now. I have a tea advent calendar. I like that one. That one's quite nice. I do that one every single year. I think I've probably done it like 5 years in a row or something. Go ahead, release there. Let's just take the knees wide here, toes together, sit back into a wide leg child's pose, melting down into the mat. Nice deep breaths. I just love the excitement of opening an advent calendar, but nobody loves the advent calendar more than Leo, our cat Leo. Oh my God. He loses his marbles daily over their advent calendar. It's insane. All right, walk it in here, bring knees together, give the shoulders a roll back. Do you guys have advent calendars for your pets if you have pets? If not, you need to, but it is a little bit chaotic, let me tell you, with the opening of the advent calendar with Leo around. Anyway, on that note, that's us done with this very, very glutey bar routine. So if you guys enjoyed this one, please do give it a like down below. Of course, if you would like to come back for more videos, hit that subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss anything that is coming up. And while you're just down there, go ahead and leave me a comment. So let me know if you're doing these workouts while pregnant or not, and what you thought about it. Was it harder than you thought it was going to be? I don't know. Let me know down there, but I will see you guys soon. Bye.